This is according to the show. Come on in and enjoy the show. Good day, everybody. Welcome to another episode of According to Michelle's. And how are you doing today? It's so good that you could join me today. Today, I have another phenomenal woman. As we wrap up March, all March we've been talking about women and demonstrating and exhibiting women at work and in business and at play. So today we have another wonderful candidate, and her name is Loxanne Taylor Esquire. Yes, that's the law. She's a lawyer, and she's going to be talking with us today about a lot of little things as we have been talking about women at work, as I said before. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we know what we're going to do. We're going to welcome Loxanne to our stage. Put your hands together and welcome Loxanne Taylor to my show. How are you doing, my love?
I am well, and what an introduction.
Yes, hold on, brace yourself. I have flowers to give you as well.
What?
So I want to give you my flowers because I've been watching your work, and I want to really say thank you for all that you've been doing for the people. Whether it's in your business law or your immigration law or your ministry, and that you look like a true people person. I've been a little client too, and so you have a heart for your people, and I really want to thank you for all that you do. I've been seeing you, girl. I've been seeing you.
Oh, thank you.
We appreciate, on behalf of everybody, we appreciate you.
Oh, thank you so much. I take my flowers.
Yes. So I want you to first of all introduce yourself to my audience.
Okay. So, audience, I'm Loxanne Taylor. I am a practicing immigration, business, and trademark law attorney. I am licensed in 3 states, New York, New Jersey, and Connecticut. So initially, I branded myself as tri-state attorney because I was available in that region for those practice areas. I did a little bit more than just that, but I've scaled back a bit. Oftentimes when you do a lot and you're in several states, it can become a bit overwhelming. And then it was just a period for me to figure out what I really liked and what I enjoyed. So now I've scaled down to those 3 practice areas.
Mhm.
What else about me? I am a strong, bold Christian attorney. Apart from being a lawyer, I'm actually also an ordained minister. So I am very active in ministry also. You're wondering, how do I do it? It's nothing but by the grace of God that He allows me to be able to do all of that and do it well. So that is me. I am not married yet. I'm not married yet. I'm just, yes, waiting until, Prince Charming sweeps me off my feet.
That's right.
What else about me? I do like adventure. I do like traveling. I do like things in the arts. So, living in New York, it's been a great city for me because there's so much to do in New York, and I enjoy like the art scene. I like going to Broadway plays, all of that fun stuff that you do in the city. I am that girl.
Mhm.
So I,
Awesome.
I truly enjoy life.
Awesome. That's good. And as you said, you truly enjoy life. And I think I see a little bit of that coming out. I see a little bit of that. And you mentioned that you had to scale back from maybe going more too many cities or too many states. But let's go back to the beginning. What even led you to law?
I kind of just fell into it. I wasn't that girl that grew up saying, "Oh, I want to be a lawyer." Never that girl. In fact, I wanted to do something in computer science growing up. That's what I was good at in high school. And I figured, this is what I'm going to pursue when I go to university. But it never happened that way. And then even in university, I went on to do criminal justice. So my idea was, okay, I'm going to work for the FBI. I'm going to be a detective. And again, it didn't work out that way. It just unraveled itself a completely different path. But sometimes there will be destiny helpers that come along and show you something different. So I actually had a professor of in my criminal justice program. She was a lawyer. And we were given an assignment to like analyze this criminal show. And I did so well with the analysis. She came to me. She used my thing as the example to the class of what to do. And then she came to me and she said, you should consider going to law school. And before that, I had never thought of it, never had any interest in it. But then she planted a seed that I decided to explore. Right? And I didn't do it immediately. I graduated and ended up working for a little while outside of the field. But then the interest came, and I said, you know what, let me go and do the LSAT. And I did it, and the rest was history.
Awesome.
Yeah, so
Awesome.
I
Wow.
stopped doing this, but here
And you've been a lawyer for how many years?
I've been practicing now for 3 years.
Okay.
Yeah, it's been quite a journey.
I know that because the process to study it, first of all, is
Yes, yes. A long journey for me, particularly. There were a lot of ups and downs that were going on personally in my life. So for me, it wasn't until the last 3 years in 2020. And even when I had passed the bar, it took me a while to get admitted. So I passed the bar in 2018, but I didn't get licensed until it was May of 2020. So yeah, there were some things, leading up to this place. So, when people see you in your glory moment, they don't know what it took to get here.
Right.
I believe with that, it makes me cherish the practice of law even more, and it makes me even so much more careful about honoring the profession because it took so long to get to that point.
Right. Awesome. So you've been practicing, and as I said earlier, you do business. Well, you said it, business, immigration, and proprietary law. Why those? Because I know you could have even actually become a criminal lawyer. What led you to those three particular areas?
Okay, so criminal law, that's what I thought I was going to be, a criminal attorney. Having interned for a judge in law school, I would go to the court every day, sit in with the judge, look at trials, analyze, write briefs for the judge, do my analysis and stuff. And although I didn't mind doing it, I just didn't enjoy it. Like it didn't like push me, it didn't excite me. So I realized, you know what, maybe this is not what I want to do. And so I explored an interest in immigration law. I signed up for the clinic. We have an immigration clinic at school where you actually get to practice while in school. So while I was in school, I was taking on clients and practicing under the guidance of a professor. So I'd go to court and all of that while in school. And upon doing that, I realized this is what I need to be doing. Because there was a difficult case that we had, and my partner, we have clinic partners. So my clinic partner and I, we actually prevailed in a case that nobody thought that we'd prevail in. And seeing the reaction of that gentleman and his family and how they felt that we were just able to help him stay in this country. The man literally was on his way out. He was in deportation proceedings. And we went in that courtroom, and let me tell you, we fought for that man like it was us in that, trial. And having prevailed in that case, it led to like really solidify the interest in immigration. I said, this is what we need to be doing to see people's lives completely changed,
right,
based on an outcome, right? So also a part of me is like, I'm an immigrant. I went through the process. I did it on my own. I didn't have an attorney, but I also didn't have issues, right? I didn't have any major issues or anything where I felt like I needed an attorney to help me. But I have been in the position where I was out of status for a little bit. And I felt what some of my clients feel when they're out of status. So I resonate with that feeling of, okay, I don't have my green card. I could be in proceedings. I could be deported, right? Fortunately for me, I had a pathway out because my mom was a US citizen. She just took a long time to submit the paperwork. But I have actually been in the place where I overstayed on my visa and I could not leave. And so I can resonate with my clients. So for me, it's something that I feel closely tied to because I've been where some of these clients are. And not only that, it's a way of also giving back to the immigrant community, and just helping them, helping to steer them to a path of being legal in this country and fulfilling their dreams, because nobody comes here just to just look at the four walls. They come here to create a new life, create an opportunity for their entire family. So being a critical part to that process is really what drives me to get up and do this every day. As far as the business part of it, ever since I have known myself, I have just had a natural affinity to business law. In the interim between undergrad and law school, I actually went to grad school and pursued an MBA degree. So that's something that most people don't know, because I don't advertise it. I don't use it for anything. But I've just had a natural affinity to the business arena as well. Hence, I'm a business owner. I've never really wanted to work for anyone, but for the purpose of learning. So everywhere that I worked or interned, I would go there and I would be downloading stuff, because I knew that one day I would actually open my own firm. And that was what I wanted to do. So for the business part, I have always been that person. You have that one friend that them always sell something or that was me. That I'm that I'm selling a service. I had a whole lunch service in high school. In my jobs, I would be selling Avon or Mary Kay or whatever it is. I'd be selling handbags, or I'm that person I always had something to sell. So why not sell my services, right? That's something that I love it. I love to do that. So here I am today, doing what I love to do.
Awesome. All right, so let's dig in some more to the meat and potatoes.
Okay.
So you talked about helping out one family and so on. If there's someone watching today and what would be the pros of and cons for them to maybe say, okay, you know what, whether it's you or somebody else doing immigration law, maybe we should go the route of getting a lawyer to assist us with whatever paperwork that they're working on. What would be some pros and cons they should consider?
All right,
Not fine.
let me start with the cons. For the cons, I would say, I mean, if you truly don't have the money to do it and your case is not a complicated case, then you can probably figure out how to like fill out the form and submit it on your own. And this is just me being transparent because if I tell you to go do it, I don't make money. But there's some things that honestly you could do. For example, your citizenship. If you have no issues, it's just a matter of filling out the form, the N400 form, submitting the documents that show proof of everything and submitting it. Right now, if you're not that person who knows how to figure out stuff, or you're not that person who has the time to sit there and fill out forms, or you have an issue. So you might have a criminal issue from when you were a child, or it might be recent. You may, not may, but you want to, consider getting an attorney because there are some loopholes that the attorney knows that you won't know, right? And even if you look it up, there are some things that are just reserved in case law that you more than likely would not know how to navigate that process. The pro of getting an attorney is that this person is there to hold your hand and guide you through the process. So they actually take the burden off of you. So it doesn't mean that you have to have an issue, but it could also mean that it's just tedious and it's just a lot of work for you to sit there and do it and figure it out. So hire an attorney just takes that burden off of you and makes it easier for you to just navigate that pathway to getting that either immigration benefit or that business benefit. Whatever it is that you need, hire an attorney will definitely make it easier. And in addition to that, an attorney knows how to organize your file because they've done this over and over. They know how to manage interviews because, again, they've done this over and over. They know what to expect. They know what the courts of law, they know what these agencies, these federal agencies are essentially looking for, right? So an attorney just makes the job a lot easier than if you would take it into your own hands. So that would be the pros of getting an attorney.
Okay, cool. Awesome. All right. So you would know some of the more what you call it, pressing issues and so that person would face. Could you perhaps speak on something that would help persons in navigating their paperwork or anything based on, whatever you have noticed over a period of time that persons maybe overlook or underestimate or stuff like that?
Yeah, I can. All right. So in navigating the paperwork, I would say do your research. If it's not something that you've done before, listen, back in the days we didn't have Google, but now you have Google, right? Google. But be careful of Google because you can be steered the wrong way. What I'd say is do your research by going to like the USCIS, like that is an official government website, and they're the one that is giving you the benefit. The same thing for the trademark. If you're considering doing this yourself or going through the process yourself, do your research. Go to the government website and see what it is that they require and use that to fill out your paperwork. Another thing is to be organized. Remember, you're sending your paperwork in among thousands of others. You don't want the person who is reviewing it to miss something because your papers are all over the place, right? Organize your paperwork. It makes it easier for them to give you a favorable decision because they could see everything that they need and it is in order, right? So organize your paperwork. What else? As far as like the interviews, well, before we even get there, if there's anything that needs a response, respond quickly, right? Don't sit there and wait until the last minute to respond. Respond quickly. So if they come back and ask for something, respond quickly. Find out exactly what they're asking for and respond. But if they're asking for something, you probably need a lawyer at that stage. If they come back and ask you for something. I wouldn't say like try to go through that part of the process by yourself. When you get to the interview, be confident. Answer the question that is asked. Don't give too much information. Just answer the question that is asked, right? And just be confident. Sometimes immigration officers, for example, can look very intimidating. You don't always get someone that's smiling with you. But they're still there to do their job and they still have to follow procedural guidelines. Now it's up to you to just respond accordingly and just be confident in what you're doing, right? And you will be successful. So that would be my advice to anybody that is, doing their own paperwork.
Mm-hmm.
1, do your research. 2, be organized. And 3, be confident.
Interesting. That sounds good. That sounds good. If persons need to contact you, let's do that. How would they acquire your services?
Okay, so I have 2 main methods. One, you can call the 800 number. It's 1-800-707-0092. Now, understand that some of my clients are not local in the US. You can simply go to my website. It is lptaylorlaw.com, and you can book a free initial consultation. So if this is your first time, I don't charge you. It's about 15 minutes and it's really for you to ascertain if I am the right attorney for you and you are the right client for me and if we'll be working together. So that's what we do in the 15 minutes. And you will get a little bit of detail. I can't give you everything in 15 minutes. Obviously, but enough for you to be able to make a wise decision. So again, it's 1-800-707-0092, and you will speak with someone in the office so you can book the consultation, or you could go to the website. It's lptaylorlaw.com and just go to free initial consultation.
Awesome. And of course, guys, it will be in the description and you can always just follow up as she said. And all the success to you guys. All right, Loxanne. So we're gonna go into another branch of what you do. And everybody, especially in 2020, persons, got that business idea or got that side hustle and they want to put a little mark on it, whether it's a copyright mark or the trademark or whatever. Could you just help us to navigate the difference between the trademark, the copyright, and the patent?
Okay.
What are the differences? Because I'm sure, like persons that must always get confused as to which one do you need for what, and so on.
So that's where I come in. All right. So they're all intellectual property. In other words, it's things that you own, right? But it's called intellectual property. And intellectual, because it comes from you, it comes from your mind, it comes from a download from your very own imagination, right? So it's intellectual property. So let's look at trademark. What does a trademark protect? So your trademark protects your brand, your logo, the things that people identify you by. So it could be a slogan or a symbol. It could be the color of the slogan. So for example, I'll give you a popular trademark, Coca-Cola. When everybody sees that red cursive Coca-Cola, you identify that there's probably a can or a bottle or a fountain machine that has this dark colored soda in there that tastes like Coca-Cola, right?
Mhm.
And even the taste, I believe the taste is also protected under intellectual property law
Mhm.
as well. Now with Coca-Cola, what they're protecting, it's the brand. When you see that symbol, it represents them. So somebody can't go out there and put a Coca-Cola on something that is not Coca-Cola and then start selling it to make money from it because they have established themselves as a brand. Now, you might not have established yourself, but you do want to protect yourself before you establish yourself. That is also an option too. So you're being proactive by getting a trademark registered with the US Patent and Trademark Office. So that's for trademarks. The next one that we'll move into is copyrights. So what are copyrights? Copyrights protect things that you've authored. So for example, it could be a play, it could be a music video, a choreography. It's something that a book, a movie, something that you have authored. You are the original author of that thing,
Mhm.
right? So whereas the trademark protects like the outward branding of the thing, now this protects the work that you created out of your own authorship, right?
Mhm.
So in this case, let's say they were making a documentary about Coca-Cola. It might not necessarily be the same company, to be
Mhm.
honest, that's making the documentary, but the company that's making the documentary would somehow get permission from Coca-Cola to make this documentary, but that person who authors it is the one now that is seeking the protection
Mhm.
for the work that they're creating. You understand?
Mm.
Right. So that's the difference really with a copyright and a trademark. Now, when we move over to patents, we're looking at a completely different area. So
Mhm.
now this protects things that are called inventions. So
Okay.
something, a new invention, a formula, a scientific formula, a process, right? So that somebody, so for example, let's say Coca-Cola, and I'm just sticking to this one example just to make it easier for people to understand the differences. So let's say Coca-Cola has certain ingredients that they put in their drink formula to make it taste a certain way. What they would protect in the patent is that formula that creates that drink, right?
Mhm.
And not so much like the image of the Coca-Cola sign, and not so much a authored work that explains anything about Coca-Cola, but really the content of it, that thing that was invented that is put in the can or the bottle or the fountain machine, somebody else cannot now go and use this formula and profit from it because now you have patented the formula behind it. So if someone wants to use it, what they would have to do is then get permission from Coca-Cola to use that formula in their drink, right? So I hope that
And then
makes it.
would they have signed like the persons who actually work on the making of those drinks? They'd have to sign something to say that they can't tell what they know, right?
Yeah, so there is what is known as an NDA, a non-disclosure agreement. So the people, and oftentimes this is a big issue that is often litigated in court, because oftentimes those very people that are working on the formula will take it for themselves and run off. So you need a very secure NDA to protect it, right? And that is why you try and get to the patent office as soon as possible. Even while you're working on the patent, you can actually file a pre-patent thing to protect that invention while the people are working on it. So yeah, there are a few things with those processes, but yes, you're right. I see you've been doing your research.
Yeah, because it's something I always been curious about. I think even use that same Coca-Cola. I think the combination with Coca-Cola, Pepsi, and stuff like that. They had to make sure. I think I've heard that they had to do something like that for the people who are actually making it. And then
Yes.
because people are so dishonest again too, so
Yeah, people will take it and run off with it for themselves.
yeah. Oh boy.
It's Coca-Cola and Pepsi, they have different tastes.
Right, that's true. Because I drink them both, so I know.
Yeah, they have two different tastes. Right. And if they taste the same, somebody's lying. It's two different formulas. Some people love Pepsi for that taste, and some people love Coca-Cola for the Coca-Cola taste.
Awesome. All right. So we're gonna ask you to just share some other little stuff with us. Sometimes like as women, we're navigating life, and somebody said something that made your day, and or you read a quotation somewhere that inspired you. What was your most recent form of inspiration? And tell us about it a little bit.
Oh, hi. You're giving me something to think about. I try to find inspiration in just even the simple stuff. I even find inspiration in the work that I do. I am inspired when I see good results, right? I'm inspired when I see an approval comes in. But inspiration, as far as what someone has said, I would say it comes back to time. Time is a valuable asset, and what you do with it matters. Like, don't waste time. Make sure you know how your time is accounted for. And even if your time is not spent working, still make time to rest. Still take time to take a vacation. Still take time to spend it with your family and your loved ones. Use your time wisely and balance all the stuff that you do, because once that time goes away, it's something that you never get back. So use time well. Like, let time be a friend. Let time be something that you cherish and something that you honor. I'll tell you a little story. Before where I am today, maybe about 5, 6 years ago, I was this girl who was always late. You hear me? And I believe you know her too. Shireen is a friend of mine. And her sister Stacy, we were all going somewhere, and they had to come to my house and wait on me. And Stacy said to me, she said, I find it so disrespectful when I have to wait on people. They should be ready and they know what time. It means that you don't respect other people's time. And I never thought of it like that until she said that, and something just clicked. Like a light bulb went off, and I was like, oh my gosh, I have been disrespectful with people's time. So for me to feel like they have to come and always wait on me, or they have to come and wait this long time on me, it means that I don't really respect their time. And so after that, like I said, a light bulb went off. And can I tell you, I am the person who is saying that now. Listen, not waste my time. But she said it to me then because it allowed me to just appreciate and value time so much, especially being a woman that has so many different things on her plate. I have to really and truly balance time. I have to know where this time is going and where that time is going, right? And in the midst of it, still allow some room for flexibility,
Mhm.
but it's still also knowing and handling time well so that I can balance all that life has to offer.
Mm, that's good. That's good right there. Nice. All right. Complete this sentence. I am happy I get to blank.
I am happy I get to impact and change lives.
Awesome.
That's it.
Mm.
It's that simple.
Awesome, awesome. And that I'm sure you're doing. I know that for a fact. That and you have been just sharing testimonies of that, even when you're giving your examples. So we, as I said earlier, we truly appreciate that you have been doing. Truly appreciate that. And if you were to say something to your younger self, pick any age, what
Oh,
would you have said to her when you think about your journey now? Your 6-year-old self, your 8-year-old self.
I'm still young, so I probably have to go back to like 2. I'm joking. I'm joking. But young is how you feel,
Exactly. I saw somebody posted something. She looked like she's in her 80s, and she said, "If anybody asks you your age, I tell them I'm 29. I'm always 29." Her hair is filled with gray, and she looked like she's in her 80s, perhaps, and she confidently said, "I am 29."
I love her. I love her.
Age is in the eyes of the beholder.
That's it.
Hmm.
What would I say to my younger self? It's persevere. Life will come with challenges, but whatever you do, just keep on swimming. There will be things that will be thrown out into the ocean, and at times you will feel like you are drowning, but just keep swimming. Hold your head up above the water, breathe in that air, and just keep swimming. You might feel like you're getting tired, but just keep swimming. And eventually you will get to the shore.
Mm. You like to swim? Have you ever swum, like literally? Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I'm a swimmer.
Awesome, awesome. Okay. Actually, like how my mind, when somebody tell me something, is that in my mind I create the picture. So I'm actually watching you swimming, as you said, navigating the different things, ducking, coming up.
Yeah, yeah.
So yeah, that's what my mind plays like a little movie.
Yeah. It's a relaxing activity for me to like
Mhm.
swim. I don't get to do it often living in
Yeah.
like out into the ocean. I'm not going in those dirty waters out there. You hear me?
Right, you gotta go like back home, or the other day I saw a video where someone was saying Africa. It was, where was it? Somewhere in Tanzania, Zanzibar. And I'm like, ooh, the water was so pretty. I'm like, ooh, I want to go to Africa. And Tanzania is on my list, so I definitely have to go see that ocean that they were in. It was really pretty.
Wow.
Hmm. Even
Wow.
look better than ours.
What?
We're biased to Jamaica,
We
so
are.
you have to be good judgment when you say somewhere is better. Look, water look better than Jamaica.
I have seen some better waters. Don't kill me, Jamaicans. I have seen some clearer waters.
Hmm.
I know we have great beaches and white sand and all of that, but I have
Hmm.
clearer waters. So
Yeah, yeah, that one was really clear. Like, I'm like, wow. It's just awesome how God does his thing. Mm-hmm. All right. So as I said earlier, I really appreciate you taking the time out to join us. But before we go, just give us one more little nugget because you've just been dropping your gems in between. And what words of encouragement can you share with our women, our phenomenal women watching this episode today? And of course our men. We're not leaving you out, men, but it's Women's Month, so bear with us.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, any nugget, they navigate life, as you say, the ocean, that ocean of life. As they navigate, what any words of encouragement or any little nugget you want to share with us
So,
before we go?
yeah, what would I say to women? As women, we carry so much. And we are in a place now where women are juggling two roles. Women are carrying a household, but they're also carrying careers. What I would say is find the time to take care of yourself. Like, don't let the burden of doing both tasks, being a mother, being a wife, being that person in the household that supports your family, as a caretaker, overwhelm you. And in the same way, when you go to your job, don't let your role in whatever job that you're doing, don't let it overwhelm you to the point that you forget about you, the person who is behind it all. Find the time to rest. Find the time to pamper yourself, because you are a phenomenal woman. There are many younger women, there are older women, there are women your age that are watching you, and you are the example. You are the light to so many other women out there. So do it well. Do it with grace. Do it with style. Do it with a smile. And just do it well. I would say, as I have to drop the Christian thing in there, as women, we are producers. We are called to produce. So anything you give us, we produce from it. Miles Monroe, he's a famous pastor. He
Yes.
deceased now, but many know him. But what Miles Monroe would say about women is that women are producers. If you buy them food, they make you a meal. If you give them a home, if you give them a house, they make it a home. So because you are producers, there are so many things that are locked up on the inside of you that must come out and change the world. And there is a great burden upon you because there's so much that you must produce. But in your producing, don't forget to take care of the producer, the one that is producing all of this. Don't forget to pour back into the one who is pouring out, right? And just remember that you are phenomenal, and the world is watching you as a phenomenal woman.
Amen. Amen. I love it. I love it. I love it. Awesome. Thank you so much for coming by and just sharing. And as she said earlier, that she's available at www.ltaylorlaw,
PT
lptaylorlaw.com.
my full government.
What did you say?
I said my full government. Taylorlaw.com.
And as I said, everything will be in the description. And of course, you're on social media too, right? As the same name, LP
Same name. I try to
Taylor.
be.
Right.
Come on
Awesome.
TikTok soon because I realize TikTok is popping. So we're
All right. Awesome. Thank you so much, guys, for watching this episode. I hope that you have learned a lot and that you will continue to be phenomenal as you are. And remember to take care of you because there's only one you. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Michelle, and I'll see you again soon. Bye.